Hello, everybody, and welcome back to M&J Games. I am Michael, and today we're looking at a park called Ashwood Hills, and this has been on my list for a while of parks to spotlight, as you're kind of seeing an overview of a lot of the park right now. But this is created by MeltedDazzer, so it's called Ashwood Hills by MeltedDazzer, and the description says, "This is my first creation on Planet Coaster. It came to life with the intention of being a low budget UK style theme park, but grew into something slightly more grand. But it sticks to its origins for the most part. And Iron Matty has spotlighted this park recently. I made a few adjustments after his feedback. And sorry, I'm trying to switch there we go. This is version 2. Hope you enjoy." So now, as you're seeing, just kind of some overview shots, it's not necessarily that grand of a park overall. Like, you look at the space that it takes up, it's not that much. But what we actually have is we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 coasters in the park, and then a water ride, a shooting ride, and a dark ride. So I'm really excited to go ahead and take a look at this. So let's get started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Ashwood Hills. This music kind of reminds me of like the Jurassic Park music. So now as we enter, nice basic entry. It'd be cool to have like a ticket window or something. Ooh, I like that being a staff room. So, yeah, it looks really cool. And then here to the left, we've got some toilets. This is really nice how it's built in. You've got a cash machine. You got a little food and drink, which is nice. A little seating area. And we've got the wooden coaster. Look at that view. That is awesome. So I'm trying to figure out which way do we want to go first. We got the Excalibur Land. Now I know we're going to go to the left last. Let's actually go up this way first to Westwood, and then we'll kind of work our way back to Excalibur Land. So Westworld, actually, sorry. So we're here at Outlaw Warrior, I think. And so what I'm doing with, I'm getting out of flip cam mode when we get to this point, just because I hate how you kind of go right through the guest. So I want us to be able to get a good view of the queue and stuff. And I mean, that's really cool. The coaster goes right beside it. I would say it needs some sort of protective fence, because in theory, somebody could just reach their hand out and get their hand completely cut off. But this is really cool. I like the coloring of this coaster. It's almost kind of like a reddish wood. It's something that I feel like you normally don't see. And then here we got the station, which looks like a barn, which makes sense. You got the barn doors. I like it. Maybe some cross beams going across a little bit. But I like the hay in here, so really good job decorating this. Let's go ahead and take a look at these stats. And then we'll hop on that coaster. Laterals, all the G-forces look great. So this is a small-scale wooden coaster. All right, now that was a lot of fun. It kept up a great pace. As you can see, I think the smaller trains help. And it was super smooth. There wasn't a single moment on that ride that I felt like needed to be smoothed out or anything like that. And I love this right here. So you're advertising the part of the park it's in and the name of the ride. So I think that's a really, really cool thing. And I like how you named it Outlaw Warrior, because it kind of gives me vibes of what's the name of that coaster? It's something Warrior. I forget the name of it in the States. But it's like a really small scale GCI coaster. And so this kind of gives it that vibe. So I like the Outlaw Warrior name that you have attached to it. And so let's go ahead and go to the next coaster, next area of the park. So we're actually going to double back real quick because I noticed that I probably should have gone to the right here first. So we're going to walk back down this hill. And we are going to go here to the right so we can see the kids coaster right there. You got the Ferris wheel in the background. So this is called Excalibur Land. And I mean, the views on this in this park are just great. Oh, I love that building. It's so unique. And we'll be back here in a second. I'm just kind of walking down this area a little bit. Because I was trying to record this a little bit different. So I pre-recorded the POVs and then also my explanation of each one. And then the last thing I'm filming is the walkthrough like this, or the in-person view. So this is cool. It's like a little village almost. So you got the entrance to Insanity. I think that looks great. You got the bathrooms, and then so this would take us to kind of the haunted area of the park. So we're going to go back to where we came from. We're going to now go on this kids coaster. But I love how this kids coaster is like a fortress. So you'll see that in just a second. And I like how you shortened up the trains too, because my goodness are these trains long in the game. But that is a great building. I love that building. And so here, oh, this is for the train station? Oh, that's really cool. So I think you've got like 3 to 4 different steps on the train station, which I think is a really cool touch. So I love how you actually have that building utilizing something. Oh, we got the coal storage. Okay. So now we are back here at the entrance to the Dragon Flyer. Yeah, so this is a pretty cool way to have the entrance. It's almost like it's a garden, but then it's like you've got this, it's almost like a fortress, right? And so really, really good job with this. I like the fortress wall. And then you head into the fortress and you go underneath the coaster track. Once again, to add that extra level of realism, just adding protective fences and stuff. Ooh, but this looks cool. Yeah, that's really cool. And then once again, we see the station. I like it. This is really, really good. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a ride on the coaster. No need to look at the stats. It's a junior coaster. So we'll talk afterwards. I just love how well themed this ride is, especially for a kid's ride. I mean, you've got the little fortress that's a part of. I mean, you've got like a watchtower here, right? So you've got the archer. You got all the other stuff. You've got the guard up here. I mean, just so detailed. This is fantastic. I absolutely love it. You got the flags. Is that a clock tower? No, that's like an extra guard tower maybe. Yeah, but you got the archer up there. That was really, really cool. I really enjoyed that. So now let's head on to the next area. So now we are heading back to where we were at previously. Heading back to Westworld. And, oh, I love this, how it looks like those could be benches. I just now noticed that. I think that's a really cool touch. And it puts a trim on the top of that wall. So I think that's really cool. Now, there's actually a shooting ride up here. You may have noticed it before. And we got a little arcade, which is nice. I like the hill here as well. It's tough to build stuff on a hill, but you did a good job doing that. That looks really cool. So now here we have the shooting. Shooting showdown. Okay. Now this ride's actually on test mode, but I'm going to actually participate in the shooting ride because I know somebody mentioned before that they would like to see spotlighters actually attempt the shooting rides because time and effort's put into this, which makes total sense. So let's see what score I can get. So that was a lot of fun. That's only the second time I've ever done a shooting ride. So 370, probably not a good score, but I think I got better as it went on. It was a lot of fun. I'm not going to mention those hanging lights. But no, this is cool how you exit into a shop, and it's called the Food Barn. So I do love how this park's got, I would say, four very distinct lands. And I think you did a good job with that. So once again, there's the Ashwood Express. That's the second time we've seen a train station, and you've got it built into this large western building. I think that's really cool. Then we got the vintage carousel. And I like how you just put those wooden pieces there, because that makes it look realistic for using the fencing that already came with it. And now we walk underneath the... Oh, I just remember the name of the ride. It's called Wooden Warrior. That's the name of the ride. I can't remember the town that's in or the park, but it looks like a really cool small GCI coaster. So we got Frontier Spin. And I love the ways that you've come up with to hide the queue, like those, whatever you call them. Because I think you've done it with each ride. You've done it in a different way, which is really, really cool to see, and it fits. So now we are heading across the bridge to the Citadel. And I forgot to turn this ride on, so this ride's actually in test mode as well. But I like this, how you come down into this castle. Like before we saw a fortress, now we see a castle. So we got the Tower Terror. Okay, it's a drop tower. So it's inside here, which is nice. So you probably get some good views as you go up. Although that's the hyper jump? So there's like 6 or 7 different sequences that you could get. Yeah, so I like how when you came down the stairs here, like you really are secluded from the rest of the park. And here we have another train. No, that's a water ride. I think. I don't know what that is. We'll see in a second. But I want to focus here on the coaster first. So it's called Siege Runner. So I like how the exit of the coaster also is in this building. So I think that's a good touch. Right. So now, love this station. It's open air, but I love it. I think it's very cool. You got the ivy, the overgrowth. So it's called Siege Runner. Everything's all green, which is great. G-forces look great. Biggest drop 86 feet. 7 inversions, 3 airtime hills, and we will chat afterwards. So there is the Gerslauer coaster, and what I think is amazing about this is it's pretty compact, but you found a way to have multiple block sections. So like you've got one right there, and that's custom done for. I think there's you got ladder and stuff like that that you can climb up. Although the only thing I would say is you got to climb up the ladder on this side, but then you can't get up, so then you'd have to like swing around. But yeah, either way, you've put in these contingencies and plans and stuff, and I like the inversions. I like how intense it is. This part right here kind of reminded me of the ending of Mystery Mine at Dollywood, and I think you did a really good job with it overall. So really enjoyed that coaster. I think it was fantastic. And instead of hopping in flip cam mode for a second, we're just going to kind of go back down the way we came in. I think what's in here? A water ride. I didn't even know there's a water ride here. So we'll just kind of go around this way. So it's almost like you're going around the fortress and around the castle. Ooh, drawbridge. I like it. Choo choo. Chugga 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 chugga. You know, it's really weird sometimes when filming videos and talking to yourself for 30 minutes, an hour, however long. It's like, sometimes it's like, can't believe I just said that, or what am I going to say? But man, this is a long water ride. So I guess it kind of goes around there and then turns around. So yeah, that's really cool. Really well done. And let's see. So how do we... There we go. Ooh, good view. I like the coaster. So this is the Ashwood Express. So this is going to be the train. So I think that's a pretty cool thing. You got the train in there. And if we head this way, you got the Citadel. So we got Forest Barn. Now we're going to turn this to night for a second because we've got the dark ride coming up. So we want to make sure that we see everything there at night. And everything looks lit up really well, which is nice to see. I like how this is almost like a little garden built into this walkway. So I think that's really cool. If we walk around this way, this is where I was trying to get to. All the way over here. So the Forgotten Forest. So yeah, you've done a really good job of naming different parts of the park. And look at this flat ride. I mean, this is not creepy at all. This is so cool and a really cool ride skin. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. I really like that. But now here we have the Haunting. Yeah, nice room. Definitely adds to the creepy vibe. All right, so it's one of these, so we will talk afterwards. Now, this is one of the longer ones of these I've seen. I think it was really well done. I mean, each room's different and it has a purpose. And you did a really good job kind of controlling where you look and stuff. Because there's one part right here I think was pretty cool. Let's see. So you had like a little hill there. I think that's just a cool touch. And then it kept going too, because then you got a little lift, you got whatever those animals are supposed to be, you got lava with the evil pumpkins. Yeah, I mean that was really well done. And now before we head to the left side of the park, what I want to do is I want to kind of get an overview of this at night. So just that we can kind of see everything. So I think this looks really, really good. And you can see we still got this part over here to look at with the wing coaster. But yeah, this looks like it's really well lit up. Nothing's oversaturated too much, as you can kind of see the entrance area here at night. I mean, maybe that light a little bit, but everything looks really good. So let's hop back in flip cam mode and continue on the tour. So now as we head back past Dragonflyer and out of Excalibur Land, we now are going to head over there. Oh, perfect timing. Man, that looks really cool. I love wing coasters. So we're in Mexicana. Oh, El Paso. So you said you wanted this to kind of look like a British style park. Are you from Britain, or are you from the States, or from somewhere else? But El Paso restaurant, okay. I gotta say, I've never been to El Paso, Texas. Or no, it's El Paso. Yeah, El Paso's in Texas. I remember, this was crazy. I remember when I was like in 11th grade with my mom, my family was driving to Houston from Shreveport or from Florida or something. Like we lived in Little Rock, Arkansas. We were going to see family or something in Houston, and it was after our beach trip, so we drove from Florida and passed through Shreveport. Well, when we got into Texas, we saw a sign on the highway that said El Paso 801 miles. I still think to myself, oh my gosh, how in the world can you be on the same highway for 800 miles in the same state? Like, that's insane. So I think that's like a time and a half as long as if you're to drive from the top to the bottom of the United Kingdom. But so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, so here is the Wildfire coaster. So let's go ahead and look at the stats real quick. As you know, it had a small queue, so we just went ahead and went up the exit. You know, stats look good. Biggest drop, 33 feet. Max speed, 37 miles per hour. 3 airtime hills, and I'll talk to you guys in a second. So that was the, what was it called? Wildfire, which I love the name Wildfire for a coaster. I think this kind of fits with where it's at. I think the layout's strong. I do like it. I think there's just first off, I think there's some moments where it goes really a little bit too quick through some of the elements. Like, let's see, I think one of them was right here. With how quick you've got some of these turns. Like right that part maybe. And I think the spinning sometimes is just a little bit out of control, but these are tough coasters to make. But what I do really like about it is you built in multiple brakes block sections, which is nice to see because these always have at least 2 to 3 on them. And then I like how you've got the traditional, whatever these elements technically called on these coasters. Kind of like, was it Spinball Wizard at Alton Towers that has it? But yeah, I really, really did like that. And then now, since the water ride is right here, if we head this way, you got the Ashwood Express, you got your wing coaster in the background, perfect view, beautiful views. And we got, it says toilets. Where are the toilets at? Oh, that is the toilets. Then where's the queue? Oh, the queue's right here. Rio Grande. So this is the river rafting ride. Whoop, oh, sorry about that. Really, really cool. I like the station kind of building into this kind of like Western, kind of Hispanic style theme, especially with the music as well. Really, really good job. And let's go ahead and take a ride on the river rapids. All right, so that was the water ride that we just went on. And as you can kind of see the basic layout right here, it's not that long of a water ride, but I think it does its purpose. You've really themed it well with rocks, and I like how you've got it for a lot of it kind of elevated in the area so that it's always kind of looking down onto a lot of the parks. I think that's a really, really, really cool touch. And yeah, so let's go ahead and instead of hopping back in Flip Cam, let's go ahead and just fly over to the wing coaster. Now, I like how you've got the train tracks going by here. I think that's a cool touch to have that train going all the way around the park. So here we are. We have the wing coaster. Fantastic. So I'm really excited to ride this one because I think these coasters are extremely underrated. This one's called Quetzal. Quetzal? Ugh. I don't know. But these are extremely underrated coasters, and I love this little custom bridge. It's not much, but it does the job, right? So that is really, really cool. Oh, that's not even part of the... Oh, that is part of the queue. Okay, I was like, what's going on? But yeah, I like how you're using those pillars to kind of hide some of that. And then you've got the actual station enclosed, but where you're waiting is not. So you still get some sun and stuff, so I definitely like that. So let's look at these stats on this one real quick. G-forces look great. Biggest drop 84 feet, 53 miles per hour. We got 6 inversions, and we'll talk after. I think that's the best coaster in the park. I think the layout is great. I think the elements that you had in there are very realistic for a wing coaster. You've got 2 0G rolls, you have 2 corkscrews, you have that dive drop, and then you have the slow barrel roll. And I feel like this is the only part that I felt like had to be smoothed a little bit more because it kind of like lurched you through it a little bit. But I know that's really hard to do when you're taking an inversion kind of slow like that. But overall, I think it was great. I think the layout was awesome. And it was pretty darn smooth as well, riding it in seat view, which is pretty cool. Now, I like that you put in transfer track. I like the kind of detail you got on this building. Only thing I'm going to say is, you know, this part's not realistic as much. Well, I guess you could technically slide this part of the track over, and then this one would slide over, and you could back out the train into that point. But yeah, it's one of those as you kind of build more, because I know you said this was your first park, so the more you do transfer tracks, the more and more realistic you kind of make them as you learn. And yeah, so that was the coaster, and I love this bridge for the water ride. I think that's really, really well done. And so let's take an overview of the park and give some final thoughts as I really enjoyed this. I think my favorite part was the wing coaster. That's my favorite coaster. And then the shooting ride was a lot of fun as well. And then I'd probably put the wooden coaster, then the Gerslauer, then that family one, and then this one. I think with this one, I think it just went a little bit too fast through some of the elements. And there's sometimes where it spun you just a little bit too much. But these rides are really tough to, they're tough to get right just with the spinning and stuff like that. But the layout's really cool. I just think I probably would have turned down this just at the speed just a little bit. I could be totally wrong on that, but that's just my thoughts. But I really love this park, love the layout. I think everything was done so well. So remember, link is in the below to download it. It's called Ashwood Hills. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Talk to y'all later.